Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host today is me as well. So I am on my own again, guys. Me and Dave just cannot get this together. Apologies for yesterday's episode. I genuinely just didn't have the time. And to be honest, it actually felt pretty good to have a break. And really, what sort of happened was my calendar got filled up. That's not even a word, filled up. And then I had no notes whatsoever. The baby game was, the episode that I'm talking about, absolute nonsense. Don't care for it. And what made it worse is I was watching it with my headphones on the ITVX app. Oh my God, my ears were fucking bleeding after about 10 minutes consistently. The crying of the babies. Look, it's a natural thing when you've got kids and that. They're going to cry, especially at that age, saying that as if they're real. But it just, it just bored me senseless. Everyone knows it's my worst episode. Some people enjoyed it, fair play. But for me, it's just a waste of time. I think the only highlight out of the whole thing was the fact that Kai has redeemed himself as my favourite Islander because he named his baby Bruno after Bruno Fernandes. And some people may say they don't like Bruno Fernandes. And if you were a Liverpool fan, you would be calling him rotten, wouldn't you, Dave? Well, you're not here after Sunday's debacle. But yes, he called it Bruno after Manchester United midfielder. I was very, very happy. Having braved Old Trafford last night, freezing my nuts off, I can confirm that Bruno played very well. So anyway, that's more interesting than Love Island. However, that episode was a waste of my life. It just is. I mean, the guys got dupes. They thought they were going away. I'd predicted it in the last episode that basically the girls were going to go off for a mummy day. It didn't work like that. The dads went off for a daddy day and thought they were going on a jolly up. But no, they had to take the babies with them, and the girls all had a day of pampering. So same script, same boring stuff. I am genuinely calling out the producers of this series. They've got to freshen it up before the summer. Please, absolutely freshen it up. You've got to, guys. It's not going anywhere. It's just absolutely, it's just been boring. Like, there's been a couple of good episodes, and Olivia, for all the faults, as we said, when you've got the baddies, they are what make the show, unfortunately. And she was a baddie of sorts, deluded fucking baddie, as we know, because she just talked absolute nonsense. But it's just been a real slow burn, this. And obviously, the next episode we end up with, which was last night's episode, is the dates. Now, I'm not being funny. I am out on these fucking dates. The only thing that I'm actually clinging on to between now and Monday night's final is that the family episode, which usually the last couple of years has been Sunday. So, it shouldn't be tonight's episode, which is Friday. It should be Sunday's episode, and we get the families. I want a few of them to hold some of them to task. I want Shaq's family to have a go at Tanya. I'll get her to sort of explain what the situation is, because I don't really believe that. I don't think on their date, Tanya was very convincing about, like, she was asking Shaq to move. There was no sort of, I'll move up to London. She did say she'd moved, fair enough, Manchester and Liverpool she's in. But I don't know. I'm still not buying it. I'm not buying any of the couples. And I think that's the problem. The dates are not even bearable most of the time. But because other than Kai and Sanam, who weren't even featured in this episode, because their date is tonight, which is Kai and Sanam and Will and Jesse. And I've seen fucking Will's, and he's got some sort of fucking achy breaky heart barn dance bollocks going on. So that's just going to be like, ridiculous. But so, and it sounds so boring and miserable. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, I'm not buying it. I think that Kai and Sanam for the win by a country mile. A country mile. It's just been so formulaic and rubbish these last two episodes. I know they've got to go through the motions. These people are vying for the win. The one thing I wasn't happy with, Tom was driving a Ferrari 308 GTS, which is out of one of my favourite shows as a kid, Magnum PI. It is on my bucket list. There is no way, and I mean no way, that the person who owned that Ferrari would have been happy with him driving through that water to their date. Not a chance. Not a chance. We did get Shaq and Tanya, boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, Tom and Sammy, great, marvelous. Fucking nobody cares. Just, yeah, I am sounding so pessimistic and so miserable, but I really, really hated these 2 episodes. I thought it was absolute bollocks. And yeah, just they could have condensed these into 1 episode. We're getting it dragged out. We're going to get the second lot tonight. Fucking hell, I'm going to make sure that I get absolutely fucking hammered tonight because it's the only way it's going to get me through it. It really, really has been like really crap the last few episodes. There has been a bit of controversy, which is pretty good. One of the reasons I wanted to jump on as well. Apparently Maxwell, obviously, who is with Liv, and I'll put the quotation fingers up because is he still with her? Are they still together? We don't know yet. They may have split up already, but he's been on a podcast and was talking with some of the other Casa guys, and he said that apparently Tom and Casey got done by the producers because when they have the mobile phones and we get the text message, everyone's got a phone and they're taking pictures, and obviously the producers up onto Insta, they somehow overrid some password and unlocked the phone so they could actually get on Instagram and got on Instagram. And then I think what happened was they said it was an easy password. So I presume it was something like password or 12345, you know, something stupid like that. But basically they ended up on Reddit, they were saying that they got on social media. Now, I don't know whether that's Twitter. I presume it's going to be Instagram and TikTok. But that could have influenced what's been going on. Is that why we've had some of the unusual things happening? Is this why we've had this switch on some of the couples with, you know, I've been the first one to sort of nail the producers and say, have they seen something about like Ron and Lana, about Jesse? That's what they've seen? Apparently, they then... The morals apparently got the better of them and they freaked out and went to the producers. But I'm sure they had a lot of looking by the sounds of it. So this is what Maxwell said. It was Maxwell, Martin and Keenan were all, you know, on this live stream, and they were saying that basically that's what it was. You know what I mean? So interesting. And it sort of shows, doesn't it? Like that's the producer's fault for, you know, being able to do it. Would I do it? Probably. If there was 50 grand at stake, you're probably going to do it, aren't you? You're going to take that risk. They've got to prove it, but apparently they came forward probably after they've spent half an hour making sure to see who wins and what the public thing is. So I don't know how in-depth it was. Was it a couple of minutes thing? Was it a couple of hours? I honestly don't know because we know they've got the phone. So that's a massive mistake on the production and ITV there because that potentially could ruin it. But I don't think in case he's gone, Tom, I cannot see it. Tom and Sammy is getting an absolute barrage of abuse on social media. I don't necessarily think all of it's warranted. I think she's a bit of a faker, but she's as fake as everyone else. But the stuff with Ron was wrong, and I think she was wrong on that. She's very opinionated, very strong-headed. I just don't think she did it in the right way, and I don't believe for a minute that them two as a couple is genuine. So... yeah, you know, we've got 3 episodes left. Thank holy Christ, we have 3 episodes left. And then we've got like the daily shows from Maths Guys, which is Sunday to Wednesday. So the double episodes per day will finish on Tuesday because the actual final is Monday. So we'll record all them sort of Monday night and I'll get them out on Tuesday. But yeah, it's just been a real slog. And the fact that they're looking at cancelling it, for and never doing this again, I think that's the right decision. I said it. I think it's too much. This has been on for 2 months. You've got it in the summer, so you've got a quarter of the year. No, I can't even do my maths, can I? Sorry, a third of the year, Love Island is on UK TV. Yes, you don't have to watch it, but when you do a podcast and a daily, not daily podcast, it becomes a bit much. So we have absolutely powered through to get this done. There has been a couple of good bits, but for me, this has been a really, I'd say even now, if I was scoring it out of 10, I'd give this about a 4 out of 10. A 5 at best because of some of the stuff Liv did and some of the controversy we had, but a 5 at the most. But honestly, it's been a shocker of a season for me. It really has. I think Maya Jama's been one of the highlights for obvious reasons. She's been a great host. And no, this isn't me being, you know, a perv, shall we say. I do think she's been a good host. I think it's been a bit of a breath of fresh air. She's been good on the After Sun when I've caught bits of that. So it works. And I think as well, she's appealed to a different audience that she's more real than the generic stuff that Laura did. I think Laura left because she didn't feel she could express herself and she was towing the line. Me and Dave called her out for some of the stuff in the last series that was just fobbed off as part of people's characters when it fucking wasn't. Luca Bish and, fucking Fish and everything like he did last time. So yeah, it is what it is. I'll stay at that. I won't say any more. I won't keep going over it, but yeah, interesting. And again, I think this is going to be a short one, guys. I really hate sort of shortchanging you all, but it's just not done anything for me the last 2 episodes. I had to jump on. Like I say, I liked the break yesterday, and it was a scheduling thing, but in the same respects, I thought, my God, will I hit even 10 minutes of chat? So, yeah, I apologise. I mean, we've had a couple of emails. So one of the emails is from Samantha, and it says, what are producers doing with this show? Hi, Chris and Dave. Every year, I wonder how they make a full episode from the baby challenge. The only remotely amusing bit was Kai pulling the chair from Lana. Now, that was pretty good, actually. That's what we've all done in those sort of games. I'm not sure what producers are doing the last week or so. Most of the cast seem to have a redemption or sympathy arc immediately followed by an episode showing them to be a pain in the arse, pain in the arsehole, pain in the hole. What the hell was up with Ron? Granted, it's a challenge, but the comments and put-downs were over-dramatic. Also, because Lana wasn't maternal over a screaming piece of plastic, felt bad for him 48 hours ago, and now I've been reminded of why he's as unlikable as most of the others. At this point, just give Kai and Sanam the money without the split or steal option. There's no reason to give the win to any other couple. Not that anyone would steal the money, as it would hurt them long-term with brands, but I do wish there was a parallel universe where Shaq got the names wrong. Shaq or Lana won, took the money and told their partner to do one. Enjoying your takes on the couples and rubbish going on in there. So thank you so much, Samantha. Really, really good stuff. Yeah, I didn't touch on it. Like I said, there was a couple of things, but Ron, I didn't get that at all with Ron. It's a game. It's taking it far too out of context there, that situation. We've seen it previously, and I know you've seen people online say stuff like that, and it's like, it's a game. It doesn't prove anything. These couples are not going to be together. It doesn't mean that the guy or the girl is going to turn around and go, well, I'm not getting with you because you're not very good with a fucking doll. It's just part of the show. It's supposed to show what they would be like if they became fucking parents in years to come. And no matter, as a parent myself, nothing prepares you for that, guys. So you just sort of absolutely blag your way through being a parent. You do. That's how I've done it anyway. So, yeah, like I say, just bin some of the stuff off. Quite interesting take that on the dates, everyone got to pick sort of who they wanted to vote for, who is the least compatible couple. That could be a bit of a crux there for who actually goes through, because I think Shaq and Tanya were talking about Kai and Sanam, and obviously stuff that Kai had done. She's a friend of Olivia's. Is she gonna put the boot in there? Tom and Sammy was saying the same thing. We're all asking for Kai and Sanam, but this feels wrong to me. It does say they may be at risk, but it feels that it should all be down to the public now. It shouldn't be down to the Islanders, because fucking Lana and Ron or Jesse and Will are going to win this. If that's the case, I don't think we ran Lana and Ron, but I think Jesse and Will thingy if Kai and Sanam get booted off. And the social media consensus is it's Kai and Sanam for the win. So I don't get it at all why they've done that. There's been far too much sort of manipulation by the producers, and I'm not happy that this could be out of the people's hands. We've not really had a proper vote at all over the last couple of episodes. Let the public decide. It's a popularity contest. If people like you, if you're a great couple, then you'll win the fucking money, and that's the end of it for me. So, and if Kai and Sanam don't win it, and it is Will and Jesse or Ron and Lana, I don't think the others are going to win it. I don't think... unfortunately, I think Tanya and Shaq have been in the bottom most times, and I just think it's because of the situation with Tanya, and she just completely went about it the wrong way, and I've struggled with that. I struggle with her being genuine with Shaq. I'd love for Shaq to win it. I think he's had his moments. He's got involved in some of the bitching, but he's not the only one. Everyone's done that, so I think he has got good morals about himself. Tanya, I'm not convinced about. So. Yeah, let's see. But I think Shaq deserves it, but not Tanya. And as the letter said from Samantha, Lara and Shaq, maybe. For me, Kai and Sanam all the way. We've had another email from Jessica, and this is about maths, to be honest. She's just put, love your podcast. So happy season 10 is on E4 so I can listen to you. It makes my day. I even started watching Love Island just so I can listen to you guys. Never stop, Jess. So thank you, Jessica. That's a great email. Thank you. And we've had a couple of reviews as well. So this one is from JMB888, and it says, the podcast that any self-respecting Love Island fan needs in their life. 5 out of 5. So thank you for this one. After a couple of seasons of listening to the official podcast, I finally stumbled across this one. The one where they actually say what I'm thinking and pull no punches. And for me, there's no going back. It's wickedly funny. Chris and Dave have no qualms in calling out Islanders' behaviour and totally getting to the heart of the issue. They regularly disagree and they welcome alternate opinions from listeners, and the podcast is all the more fun for it. There's an accompanying Facebook page chat which is great for airing your frustrations and laughs at the Islanders in real time. Honestly, I'd give this podcast 6 stars if I could. So that's a great email. Thank you so much for that, JMB. And then we've got a short one. This is from Squetty Gingets. I don't know what that means, so I apologise if it's offensive. Love these guys. 5 out of 5. So likeable. Great takes on all the shows they cover. A listener from across the pond. So thank you so much for that. Great. 2 cracking emails, 2 cracking reviews there, guys. I really appreciate it. If you do want to support the podcast, get over to patreon.com/CD RealityCast. Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast on Facebook. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media, @CDRealityCast. And then this evening, I will be on the Three Counties BBC radio show talking with one of the amazing presenters about Love Island. I am the Love Island guru, apparently. So I don't know about that, but I really enjoy talking on there because a lot of the guys who we speak to, and it's mainly Babs Michelle, it's her show, but she's actually on holiday. So big shout out to Babs. It's an absolute honour that she picked myself and Dave to go on and talk about Love Island because she's listened to our show. So really, really appreciate that sort of help and just having us on, talk about Love Island. So I think, to be honest, usually around about 7:30, but last week was about 8:30. So if you have got a bit of time, I should be over there later on. So anyway, the roll call of honour for today is Helen, Alex, Macy, Nicola, Shmave, Emma, Fiona, Cassie, Megan, Kate, Maggie, Kristen, Zoe, Gillian, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Chloe, Noreen, Joanna, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Susan, Hennessy, Tracy, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Ken Gustafson. So thank you so much for your support, guys. As always, amazing support this series. It's been an absolute slog. We've really, really enjoyed every single person who's tuned in on the podcast. So, as always, we will see you next time. Bye now.